Welcome everyone to Your Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time.
None of that affects how you are going to change the world.
That's right.
No, it does not take one person to change the world, but it takes one person to believe in themselves.
Yes.
That they can make a difference.
I love
to
that.
Inspire others.
And that's why, for me, I try to make it my purpose now to try to help other people realize their self-worth.
Yeah.
Because it's so sad that so many of us, we get destroyed based off of what other people have to say.
Yeah.
I would say do it in your own way. Make sure you're doing it on your own accord and take a risk.
Go out there and live your life passionately. Believe in everything that you're doing and believe in the fact that you will accomplish every single goal. Welcome everyone to Your Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time. We want to encourage you to use your power. Use your power to empower the world. It is so important, especially at this day and time, that we all stand up for those less fortunate, all of those that are in need of something. Let's care a little more about everyone else's concerns. Let's be that voice for the voiceless. It's so important right now that we use our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to educate, inspire, and uplift our community. So I hope that you are doing so, and I encourage you, if you aren't already, find that community, get involved, and stand up, because we all right now need to be empowered because of the powers that be. I am your host, LeShawn Walker. I'd like to welcome you in. Please like, share, and follow. Let everyone know that we're on right now. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. It's so beautiful outside. I honestly see spring. It's in the air. I smell the freshness. I actually enjoy just looking at the sun rays just beaming down on everything and everyone. It's a beautiful time right now, and we should be just celebrating life in its fullness. So I hope that you guys are out there doing that. I want you to also put in the chat what you have going on for the next couple of weeks of this month. What exciting news do you want to share, or what projects are you working on, or what do you just want to share that's on your mind? Please drop those things in the chat. I would love to hear about them. I would love to know a little bit more about the Your Our Unity community. So, I have an amazing guest coming on today. I don't want to, stay too long on any particular subject, but, we are celebrating this month, Women's History Month. And with that, I'm honoring so many amazing women in my world. I'm also reverencing and honoring all of those who have paved the way, those from history who have made, the possibilities of so many of us today possible, that we are able to achieve our goals, that we're able to walk in our light, that we're able to just fulfill all that we've desired, not necessarily being held back, obviously having some challenges, but finding ways to navigate ourselves through those challenges. So it's been a month of just uplifting amazing women in my world, and I hope that you guys are actually doing the same, celebrating them, speaking with them, going to events that honor women, that are making changes in this world. I hope that you all are coming together to just uplift the female community with your love. So I'm going to do that real quick because a guest, my friend, So Young Lisa Grado, who is an amazing teacher, educator. She's an advocate as well. She's a founder of her own organization. This woman does so much. She's also a singer. She is up for the award as the American's Favorite Teacher. I believe that it is sponsored by Bill Nye. He's the science guy. And she's in competition, my friend. She's got a lot of people who she is up against that are trying to clinch the title. So I want you guys to go out there and vote for her. I know you remember seeing her on the show. She's just done so much for her community, for the diverse cultures in this world, and she's just such an uplifting individual and a champion for every person in her own right. And I just love her so much, and I want you to vote for her. I'm not asking for any money. I'm just asking for a vote. So please go out there. I believe the website address was there. Please check it out. I believe it's americasfaveteacher.org, and then her name, So Young Lee Segredo. Check her out. Be a part of her win for this Women's History Month. She, like I said, is awesome. I've learned so much about this woman, and I've learned so much about how much she cares for others and how she wants to contribute to the betterment of not just her people, but all people. And I think that that is the sentiment for a lot of individuals today. As I mentioned to you, we are all going through something, and the challenges are getting harder and thicker. They're weighing us down in a way. And I've just been, finding comfort in the fact that there's so many people, like my guest, Mimi Pierre-Johnson, who will be on the show soon, so many people like her and So Young Lee, who are out there making sure that the voices of the less fortunate are actually heard, that we're standing up for them, that we're speaking on their behalf, but also that we're educating them, that we're providing them with the knowledge in order for them to accomplish the goals and the dreams that they have. We're here in a melting pot in America, and all of us should have the same opportunities. We should all be treated the same. We should all be aspiring for that American dream and doing it with no obstacles before us. Unfortunately, that is not necessarily the truth, the landscape, or the plan for others. And so therefore they make it so difficult and so hard for people to just move forward, for them to get along with their lives, for them to accomplish their goals and their dreams for their families, which is all we really want. We just want opportunity. We want to be able to make it on our own. Everything that we put into this world, we want to be able to accomplish it on our own merit. And I think that it is so important right now that we be the voices, those who are privileged, to be the voices for those that don't necessarily have a voice, that just can't walk out their door and go to a politician's office or go to a local committee and request assistance. Those people need help. And those people are the ones that we need to be standing up for. So I hope that you guys are taking the opportunity, not only today, but every day, to be that medium, to be that ear, to be that person that's going to stand up for others when they don't have anyone else to stand up for them. It also starts with our local elections. The people in our communities are the ones that help us navigate this political system. The people in the communities that we elect are supposed to be hearing our concerns and our cares and wanting to, in some way, shape or form, help us to accomplish the goals that we set forth to achieve. So today, I don't know if your community is having an election, but mine is. And as soon as I leave here today, I will be headed to the polls and I'll be voting for that person that I feel resonates with my desires, resonates with what I feel will be an ideal community for me to live in. And the policies that they put forth resonate with what I think our community actually needs. It is so hard, every 4 years we're voting and then we get upset when we elect an official that doesn't necessarily care for us or even worry about what we contribute to this great land. But I think that it actually starts on the local level. And we have to ensure that our vote is being counted, that we're actually speaking our voice, that we're sharing what we need, that we're showing them how we care by showing up to the polls, by going to these meetings, showing up to these rallies, making sure that we are part of every effort to make our community a better place, because that's really what it is. We want to leave our children with something beautiful and grand. We want to leave them with a legacy that they could be proud of. We want to also ensure that the rest of our lives, we're just not struggling and that we're not just trying to get by. It's about more than just getting by. We should all be living a healthy, happy, and fruitful life. We should all be aspiring to just achieve every single goal that we set forth. There's so many people out there that sacrifice so much for us. Not only the women in history, but the men in our history that sacrifice so much for this very moment, for us to be the change that we seek in this world. So even though it may be getting hard, maybe we are a little tired, and I know a lot of people are frustrated, because I know I get frustrated, and I know that we get exhausted with the fact that there's so much pushback, so much conflict. We're in such a divided world right now. I think it's more important than ever that we take up that mantle and we put up that fight. I'm not saying to do it in, a nasty, egregious, harmful way. I'm saying to do it with kindness and with love. Speaking your truth, speaking your mind, just basically sharing all that we need to do in order to make sure that our community is taken care of. Because that's all we want, is to be taken care of. We want to come outside and we want to enjoy our neighbors. We want to enjoy our jobs. We want to make sure that we're getting paid, equitably. We want to make sure that we're not worried about losing our jobs once we have them and receive them. We want to make sure that we could put food on our tables for our children. We want to make sure that we have affordable housing, that we're not dealing with astronomical rents and mortgages. We want to make sure that the school district is well funded and is in good condition and has a great educational program for our children so they can learn and so that they can grow. Because that's not just important in some districts and in some neighborhoods and in some communities. It is wanted and needed and desired in all communities. It's just sometimes harder to get by in those areas that are less fortunate, those that are struggling, those that are marginalized. So that's what this show is all about. It's to ensure that we are all doing our part. The Your Our Unity show, if you realize, from time and time of just not hearing me speak to you, but showing you what I do in the community, is trying to teach you that it's all about you. What you put in, what you sacrifice, how you contribute. And that's what this world needs even more. It's about you doing your part to ensure that everyone around you is receiving the same as you. And I know that we have different education levels, we have different job tiers and payment scales and things of that nature, but it shouldn't hinder us from still trying to forge forward, move ahead, for us to educate ourselves in the best way we can, having those opportunities before us and being able to take advantage of them, not being stifled by the growth that we wish to receive and achieve, not trying to be held back because we don't have enough or we don't make enough or because of the area code we live in. I think it is imperative that we all support each other in this quest to build a better world by actually contributing more of ourselves. It's time that we do that, not just for our community, but for every community outside of our neighborhood. And I think it's because we need to change those minds out there as well. Everyone in our neighborhood probably talks the same language. Everyone in our community probably understands the issues at hand. It's the communities around us that need to see us, that need to hear us and understand us, and get how important it is that we also work together to achieve the dream that they wanted for their family, that they need for their family to have in order for their legacies to continue to go on. So that's what's important today, and it's going to be important tomorrow. It's going to be important next week. It's going to be important for the next few years. So ask yourself, what are you doing to contribute to this world? What sacrifices are you making on your part to ensure that the people you know, you love, your community members are receiving the same that you are, or that they can receive more and then bring you along? What are you doing to be that voice for the voiceless, those who are afraid to speak? I think I mentioned a couple of shows ago that I have so many friends that are losing their jobs right now. And they have important, amazing jobs that they've held for 20, 25 years, some maybe even 10 or 15. But they cherished those jobs. They cared about the work they were doing. They enjoyed everything they were contributing to this world. And unfortunately, at a snap of a finger, a typing of an email, a slash of a pen, they were no longer in their positions. They're all afraid to talk right now. They don't know what they can say, what they're not supposed to say, what they want to say, they can't share because of the fact that everything right now is still in flux. The changes in this world are going to affect more than just others. It is sooner or later going to affect you. So you want to put yourself in place to whereas you have a strategy, you have a plan, you have a way out when things don't look as you actually thought it would for the rest of your life. I'm sure a lot of them thought they were going to retire with these amazing 401k plans and these pensions. They were going to put their kids through these great colleges. They were going to be able to afford a bigger home or to travel this beautiful world. And unfortunately, right now, they are all stuck in the what is next. We are all going to get to that point, and I think that it is high time that we make sure that we have a plan in place to ensure that those dreams that we had can still come into fruition if we just put in the effort, the information and the education and the building of community to support one another, so to make sure that we are not all struggling individually, but struggling to make a change together. So that's what we're going to be talking about today with this amazing woman who will be on momentarily. Mimi Pierre-Johnson is a fighter in her community. She has been fighting, from what I understand, for decades. And she is the voice of people in her community that are underserved and less privileged and who are marginalized. She makes sure that they receive the resources that they need. She makes sure that she puts on programs, that she's going to Albany, she's going to these politicians' doors, and she's speaking to them about the plight of not only her people, but other cultures as well. It's important that we just realize that we're not the only ones that exist here in this world. I'm African American, my parents are from the South, and they've had their challenges and their issues. And when I go out there in the community, I'm not just fighting for them, I'm not just speaking up for them. I'm speaking out for those that I grew up with, those that look different than I do, those that speak a different language than I do, those that I just honor because of the fact that they are different, because they have a uniqueness about them, that they still want the same things that I desire. And they're hoping to receive those things as well. And not having any pushback, not having any type of walls up that is hindering them from accomplishing those dreams. I shouldn't be just this beautiful African, I said beautiful, African American whose parents are from the South, who just wanted to achieve the American dream, who wanted their children to just have everything that this land could offer. In addition to being able to raise my children and my daughter being able to raise her children with the same thought process and the capacity to just have, receive, and give more. Because it's all about us giving of ourselves, giving of our heart, giving of our even resources sometimes. Reverend Dr. Casey was on a couple of weeks ago, and she shared how we need to start bartering with each other. You see how much eggs is costing now, and I'm sure pretty soon it's going to be milk, orange juice, meat, everything. And there are people in our neighborhoods that work check and live check to check, that they can't afford the basic necessities for their families to thrive. So we create a bartering system. You don't have it this week, I got you. You have it next week, you take care of me. Get those deep freezers. Put them in your basement. And if you don't have a basement, move away some of that clutter that you have going on in your house and put that deep freezer right there in that space and start stocking up on the necessities, the things that you know your family is going to need. It's also about us staying healthy. We can't just be eating this junk food that they're trying to sell us. We're sitting up here eating dollar meals like McDonald's and Burger King, all that high fat cholesterol, sugar, and all those things. We won't live very long if we continue to do that. So it's important that we shop properly as well. We put healthy foods, nutritious foods into our body to ensure that we're here for our children and our grandchildren, to ensure that we are also taking care of the basics for ourselves. I know so many people with diabetes and high blood pressure and all kinds of medical issues that could have been avoided if we just took care of ourselves a little better. So I know I've been all over the place sharing with you everything that's on my heart, but it's only because I think that this is such an important time for us to come together, for us to literally stand in the gap for one another, for us to intercede for each other. We see our friends and family that are in need and those that want, and we should want to be the person that helps guide them to the proper people that can assist them. We shouldn't all be just in need and not trying to figure out a way to satisfy our wants. So if you know of any organization, if you are part of any committees that can help the people in your neighborhoods thrive, help them sometimes even just get by, please share that information with them. Go to these rallies, go to these committee meetings, go to these places that you would probably normally not attend, and actually hear what's going on outside your door. Hear what the people are saying, expressing their heart and their feelings, not being able to receive the same benefits that you receive. Maybe not even have the type of job that you have, but offer them some assistance in any capacity that you can. Introducing them to others that you know have been going through the same challenges. Allow them to build their support system on their own. There's so many challenges that are hitting so many, and the fact that we have, these outlets available, it's time that we take advantage of them. Don't just like and share on Facebook and social media. Actually show up and attend. Don't just share it through a phone call. Send them a text with the links to these places. Because sooner or later, it's going to be so many people that you see in your life that need help that you're going to get overwhelmed trying to reach out to them all. So as soon as you see that information, just share it. Even go to your Facebook or your Instagram, or if you're on TikTok, share it to the masses. As I mentioned earlier in my monologue, please, it is time for you to use your power. We all have it inside of us. The strength that our ancestors had, we have it inside of us as well. It's time for us to utilize it, for us to own it and hone it, and now also grow it so that we can share it with others. I am, always out in the community, and I'm always part of these committees and organizations that are doing such great work. But I will tell you, sometimes it just saddens my heart that there are so many people that are struggling right now. I mean, I look out my front door and I see my neighbors just get up in the morning and they're going to work and they're coming home and they're dropping their kids off to school. And I see smiles on their faces sometimes, but sometimes I just see the weight of the world on them. And it's unfortunate that we all just can't wake up in the morning and just feel that extraordinary joy, knowing that we're about to begin our day, that we're about to contribute to this world in a big way that we're going to a place of business that we enjoy working at, that we're about to be surrounded by people that we love to commune with, that we're actually happy about what we're about to go home and cook and put on our dinner tables for our family. I don't see that too much anymore. I see the pain of the world on my neighbors now. I see the struggle. I see the setbacks that a lot of them are actually experiencing right now. More importantly, I see that loss of that dream in their eyes. Everyone is just trying to get by right now, trying to make sure that we have enough, we get enough, so we can do enough. And it's time that we forego that attitude and we give more, we do more, so that we can receive more. And by doing that, it is you getting involved. So as I mentioned earlier, if you have an election going on, which I'm sure quite a few communities do, I advise you, if you haven't already done it, to please go out there and vote, 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 vote for that person that speaks to your heart, to your challenges, to what you see your community needs. Go out there and vote for that politician, that local official that actually is doing the work. Because there's a lot of local officials that are just in their job because of the fact that they've been in their job for so long that, you know, everyone knows them. They're sort of part of the neighborhood, part of the landscape, and they're not really doing much, but they're there, they're on the ballot, and people know them for 20, 30, 40 years, and let me just vote for this person. Not really showing up and putting in the work that each community actually needs to thrive. And that's what I implore you to do as well. If you see a new name on a ticket that you're not particularly familiar with, research them. Find out what they stand for. Get yourself some information and education on them. Find out if what they believe in is what you also believe in. And maybe you'll be able to elect someone who is actually going to make things happen. Because it's no longer about us just putting these people in place to provide the bare minimum. It's about putting these people in place so that they can progress our agendas and make sure that the resources and the programs that we need in order for our communities to grow, thrive, and be progressive are actually doing so. And that they are actually educating the community about them. Because I'm going to tell you something. I know a lot of politicians in different areas that don't even share the information that they have in their back pocket. Or if they do, you hear about it the day of the event, opposed to 3 weeks, 4 weeks prior, so that you can plan to go to them. I mean, we all work. We all got jobs, or we're taking care of someone. We have, you know, family members who are caretakers to their mothers or grandmothers or grandfathers or fathers. So therefore, we can't just take off and go to a committee meeting or any type of rally to support the things that they need. So if we found these things out in a timely fashion, trust and believe, I know that we would show up a lot more. Long gone are the days that, oh, you know, we don't want to be involved. We don't want our faces to show. We don't want people to know that we're in need. Everyone's in need right now. Everyone. And even the ones that are making a lot of money, 6-figure salaries, have the best jobs, and their children are in school, they are still dealing with something. And it is so unfortunate that they're either afraid to attend these meetings or they're not getting the information in a timely fashion. So let's make sure that we're holding these political figures to the fire. We make sure that we question every move that they make. I mean, after all, they're supposed to be for the people. We voted them in. We should be able to vote them out when they're not doing their job properly. So, yes, hold their feet to the fire. Speak truth to power. Make sure that you're out there advocating not just for yourself, but for others as well. Make sure that you're out there ensuring that what you have, others have the ability to have as well. my phone keeps ringing, so I don't know if it's my guest or not. So this is live TV, so you're gonna watch me check my text message right now. Please excuse me. I just wanted you, okay, so this says, well, she is running a little late. I don't know what is going on. Y'all might just gonna have to listen to me talk for another 30 minutes. But yeah, so as I mentioned, again, we need to be supporting each other. Mimi, my beautiful guest, which she's hopefully should be here before the close of the show, is doing so much. I want to read you real quick her bio. So just in case she doesn't make it in time, or she does and I have a few minutes to speak with her, I want you to get a gist of who she is. So her name is Mimi Pierre-Johnson. She's born in Haiti. She moved to the United States with her family in 1970 and has since dedicated her life to community, service, and advocacy and empowerment. Residing in Elmont, New York with her husband and 2 children, Mimi earned an art degree in her 20s and traveled to Haiti to join a mission group where she taught art, provided translation services, and illustrated books for the mission. She also assisted a local church in organizing language education for families and taught 5th and 6th graders at Quisqueya, a Christian school in Port-au-Prince. In 2009, she founded the Elmont Cultural Center, serving as its president and CEO, and has been an elected trustee of the Elmont Memorial Public Library, a former Nassau County Office of Hispanic Affairs Advisory Board member. Mimi also served as president of Argo Civic for 7 years, addressing critical community issues. She has held leadership roles as vice president of the Community Coalition Council in Elmont and president of the Haitian American Political Action Committee. And she ran for the redistricting New York State 21st Assembly in 2010. Recognized for her dedication, she is a recipient of the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, and Mimi successfully runs an issue-based campaign on Long Island and supports statewide legislative initiatives, focusing on empowering underserved and immigrant communities through educational workshops and training in high-need neighborhoods. She is a skilled coalition builder, leveraging relationships developed as an activist, community leader, and a community organizer. She is also tenure with New York City Communities for Change, a prominent organization. Her work extends across various organizations and committees, and particularly in the communities, particularly within the Haitian and Hispanic populations, where she fosters political involvement and civic engagement. As a longtime radio host, she has used her platform on the former radio station Creole and now on Radio Cascade to educate and mobilize communities, ensuring greater inclusion in the civic and political process. So that is our amazing guest. And I just see that she sent me a text message that she is running extremely late, and I am so sorry about that. But as you can tell from her bio, this woman is amazing, a trailblazer in her community. I met her a few years ago through my beautiful friend Diane Cantav. And Diane, you know, we actually hosted a prom dress drive together. And she was telling me, oh my God, there's this amazing woman in Elmont. She's doing so much within her community. She's definitely one of the people that I need you to meet so that y'all can build together. Make sure that you are in these think tanks and ensuring that our youth are well cared for and educated. And yes, as soon as I met her, I was so impressed with everything that she's doing. We've had her daughter Tamar on the show, I think sometime in the summer. And she shared with us all that the Elmont community is doing and what Mimi was able to build. And she's very passionate about her people. She is of Haitian descent, but she also is very helpful to other cultures as well. She makes sure that she's speaking on their behalf. She travels all the way to Albany and DC to make sure that she's representing them in the best way possible. I love the fact that she just has a heart of service, that most importantly, she just cares about how everyone can be treated equally. It's not about how much money you have in your pocket, my friends. It's about what you have in your heart. And that's exactly what she fights for. Those people who just want to live in a just system. And so Mimi, again, if she doesn't make it, and I'm sure she will, even if it's 10, 15 minutes of her time, she will share with you how passionate she actually is about the work that she does. But it's so important that we stand behind people like Mimi, that we ensure that we are helping them on their quest to build better communities. It's sad that we have to see people in our communities with less than, people who are dealing with food insecurity and homelessness. It saddens my heart that everyone that is in our community, or not everyone, but some people in our communities are just one paycheck away from being homeless, from not having food on their table, from not being able to care for their children. Those are the issues that she fights for. She wants to make sure also the Haitian people voices are being heard. She's got this new program that she's working on, which I was so excited to hear about. And she wanted to share with us everything that she's doing in Haiti. She's built a partnership with her people over there, and she just wants to uplift them, not only there in their home country, but here in the U.S. as well. You know, during the election, you know, they were being so disparaged by reckless nonsense and propaganda, just ridiculous talk about their community and what they do and how they eat and how they contribute. And it is so, so not true. Everyone comes here for opportunities. There are, of course, some bad players, and I will say a few bad players that come into this country and not want to actually take, you know, full advantage of what we have to offer, but take advantage of others. Those people, yes, I agree, we should rid the country of them. But those that are coming here for a dream, those that are coming here for opportunity, those that are desiring to have and achieve more, I feel that we should give them a fair shot. And that's what it's all about, us all just having that fair shot. No matter where you're from, no matter what zip code you're in, no matter what color you are, we all deserve the same opportunity. That's what Mimi has been fighting for so many years. She's taught her daughter Tamar as well how to do the same. I've been to so many committee meetings and community events where she's speaking about the plights of others, not herself, but of others. She wants to ensure that the youth are taken care of, that they are educated, that they are informed about what the world is experiencing right now and how they can also contribute to make this world a better place. Everyone has the power to do so. We have the ability to be that change. Please don't believe that your little voice or your thoughts are not going to matter, because they truly do. And right now, I feel they matter even more. It's time to get the masses together, for us to organize, for us to advocate, for us to support and uplift one another in any way we possibly can. I think it's long gone are the days that we just sit on the couch and just watch the information on the news as if it's not hitting our neighborhoods, because it truly, truly is. And I'm sure if it's not in your neighborhood, you have a friend or a family member that knows someone that is experiencing some challenges right now. I know I do. And when I tell you, my heart bleeds for every single last one of them. I always look for avenues and roads and paths that I can take that can help others. I've always been a person that wanted to uplift everyone that I knew. I'm, as you know, that ray of sunshine. So I'm supposed to fill that void when I don't see you living up to your fullest potential or enjoying your day the way that you should. I've always wanted to just be that person that is contributing my best to everyone that I encounter on a daily basis. And that's exactly what Mimi does as well, which is why I was so excited to have her here today to share her story. This woman just sacrifices so much of her time and her life and even her resources to make sure that others out there have. And that's what I think that we all should be doing right now. I'm not saying to, bring yourself down to the bare minimum, but if you have extra, then share that extra with someone in your community, some organization that you're passionate about, someone that you know is in need right now. Take that time to want to educate yourself even on the things that is happening in this world. We all have a responsibility. We all have a place that we can fill a void. And I think that we take that time now is important so that we can ensure the future will be brighter. Mimi makes sure that she does that for the Elmont community and beyond. I've seen her on bus trips. I've seen her in DC. I've seen her with flags. I've seen her with poster boards. I've seen her in different different organizations or different communities of people fighting for their equity, equality, making sure that they have, making sure that they're not in want all the time, making sure that they are being uplifted in the way that they're supposed to be. So that's what I'm hoping that you guys get from this message that I've shared with you today. Even if she only makes it the last 5 minutes of this show, I just want you to at least know that she's a great person doing great work in our community. So I believe that she is here now. So we're going to bring her on. I think I mentioned Mimi Pierre-Johnson. She is an amazing Elmont resident advocate. She's a teacher in so many ways, and she's here to share her story for literally 10 minutes. But I'm glad that she made it. Oh my God.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay, girl. We are live. Thank you so much for being here. I know. Let me tell you something. I know people are tired of hearing me talk, and they are so happy to see you here.
Oh my God.
Thank you for being here, even though you were going around in a circle, right?
You know, this is the first time I have no faith in GPS.
Yes, don't. I use Waze, and that's a little plug for Waze. I literally use Waze every time I come to this studio because it sends me a different way because of traffic and whatever else goes on.
I feel like it was a journey.
Oh, it was. Oh, my God.
I'm so sorry.
Don't, please. We'll just have to have you back. But right now, we're going to go dig right in because we literally have about 10 minutes to talk to you.
Okay,
and then
okay.
I have to cut the show because obviously, it's an hour show. But thank you for being here, beautiful.
No, thank you for inviting me.
No problem.
This is a long time coming.
Yes, I mentioned that, with my long-winded monologue earlier. I also read your bio, so they know all about you and everything that you've been doing in the community.
Wow.
So I just want to know real quick, how did you, start being an activist or an advocate? What sparked that in you?
Sure.
And you're going to look into the camera and look at me as well. Go ahead.
Okay. I think I always say that I'm an accidental activist, right? Or community organizer, because when you're going through something, and this was at the height of foreclosure, and I just felt there was something that was not just, that was just not right.
Right.
And everyone was talking about it, and I saw that people were actually losing their homes.
Wow.
So I just called my bank. I said, hey, listen, the economy is different. My clients are different. I would love to change my mortgage, right? I didn't even realize there was such a thing as modification.
Right.
And they said, yeah, sure, let's do a modification. And that was my one mistake that I made. And I've had problems with my mortgage since because there was so many things happening to banks.
Right.
And Washington Mutual used to be my bank.
Okay.
That went down. They sold my mortgage
to another, yeah.
And it has been a nightmare.
Wow.
And when I found out there were other people having the same problem, I just started
Yeah.
protesting here and there. And I just love the fact that I was fighting for someone else and I
Yes.
forgot about myself.
Yes.
And that's really how it started.
I love that.
And today, I don't know.
Didn't I share that, my friends? It wasn't just about her. It was all about others. You experienced it,
Yeah.
but then you saw it necessary to share with others
Yeah.
so that they can actually reap the benefits of whatever, even if it was just information.
Exactly.
You wanted them to
Exactly.
be a part of that. I love that. Well, let me ask you, because I know that you're the founder of the Elmont Cultural Center. How did that come about?
So I live on a street where one side had the Bloods and the other side was the Crips.
Oh my God.
And I didn't understand that whole thing,
Right.
old school mom and whatever. And one of the kids that used to come to my house, all of a sudden he couldn't come to my house.
Oh wow.
And I was just asking what's going on. And many of the kids were telling me, many of these children, they get into situations because we don't have things for them.
Right, right.
So between the hours of 3 and 6, I felt like these little beautiful little children, innocent children from elementary school, and now they're in big school, as we used to say, right? Junior high school. And I said to myself, we need something for these kids. This is 2009.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Not knowing,
Right.
not knowing what to do, I said, I'm going to have a community center. Wow. And that actually propelled me
Right.
to talk to politicians, to see what we can do.
Right.
And unfortunately for me, I'm always like, let's get things done,
Yes.
right? So I ran for office.
Oh.
Thinking I'm going to run for office and I'm going to have this community center. I've learned a lot in these past 30 years.
Wow.
And so I think those two children, and not mentioning names or anything, one of those kids on that block, one of them, they passed away.
Oh my God.
The other went to jail.
Oh my God.
And that has been the thing
Your
in
driving
my heart.
force,
That's
yeah.
like, why do we do this? Why can't we see the children? Why can't we see our seniors? Why can't we see the people that needs help first?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that's how it started for me.
Wow.
And I've just been trying to be the voice for
Yes.
folks that I know that would never
Yeah.
go to a politician, a legislative meeting, never.
Yeah.
And so that's
I
that's
love
what
that.
drives me.
I love that. And the fact that you saw the need and you made sure that you put in place something that they can come to and that they can actually occupy their time.
Yes.
Because getting involved in these gangs is all because their time is idled
Yes.
and they don't know what else to do but
That's
to
right.
listen to the voices of others telling them to do the bad thing. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
I love that you did that. So yes, speaking to these politicians, and I know you've been doing that, and girl, you do it very, very well. What have you been able to accomplish? Because I know that you're out there. I know you're pushing the agendas. I know that you're speaking for the people. How tiring is it to actually stand in front of them, hear them tell you, I hear your concern, but then really not get the job done in the time and the fashion that you want it?
I think one of the things that I had to learn was seeing things through their eyes. Because I always say, if you have power, right? If your words have power, if you have power to change someone's life and to make it better, why don't you do that, right?
Yes.
As an elected official. And so I had to say to myself, what's on their side?
Yeah.
What's the political side of it?
Yeah.
And so I've learned how to balance the two and just choose the right elected officials to talk to. So,
love it.
So there are really good ones, but the political system is what stops many of our elected officials that really wants to do good things for districts, for their community that they represent. But we also have to understand there's a political system there also.
Yeah.
So it always has to fall back on the people.
Right.
We're the ones that has to push them to support and say, hey, this is what we need you to represent.
Right.
And so that's the approach that I have. Let me hear why you voted this way.
Right.
Let me hear why you're not standing up for me
Right.
or for our community.
Right.
And once I get the sense of why they're thinking and voting the way they are, then I can relay that in a way for the community and for the people that, you know, just, I hate to say to change people's mind,
Right.
but I like to balance, to listen to both
Sides,
and say
yes.
both sides and say, oh, there's a better way.
Yeah.
And that's how I live my life. There's got to be a better way.
There's got to be a better way.
There's got to be a better way.
That's right. And you can. We have the ability to find some compromise, you know, because I know that they have their agenda and they have their people and the political forces that they have to live up to.
That's
but
right.
if they see the masses, you know, of people that need the service, need help, need support, they may be able to be swayed to your side. Give a
right.
little, you know,
Yeah.
and then eventually, hopefully, as time goes on, they'll be able to give a lot more.
Exactly.
So I love that.
Exactly.
Well, you see what's going on in the world right now, the social injustice, economic disparities, global issues. What do you think is most importantly needed right now?
The people.
The people.
We have gone so far away from each other, from listening, respecting, and just walking together.
Right.
You don't have to like me, I don't have to like you, but we do have to come together so that we can move forward together.
Right.
I feel like we've lost that.
Yeah.
And right now, if we don't come together and hear each other,
Yeah.
you know, the political environment right now is to divide.
Yeah.
And it's your corner, my corner. We need to stop that.
Yes.
We need to be able to see each other as human beings
Yep.
and give each other back our dignity, because we are
Yes.
losing our dignity.
Yes.
When you don't care about a child's education, or you don't care about another human being, whether they're here as an immigrant, whether they're here as undocumented or documented, it doesn't matter. It's another human being.
Yes.
And if we don't start to see our children, all of our children should be ours. That's how it used to be.
Yes.
Like, you know, our neighbors' children,
Yep.
hey, don't do that.
Thank
you. Know?
you. That's
But
right.
We've lost
Watch
that.
out
We
for
are
each other.
We don't watch
Yeah,
out for each other.
we don't.
And I feel in this time, if we don't do that, we are going to lose in such a profound way in our society.
Yeah.
We still have a chance.
Yes.
It's us.
It's us.
It's the people.
That's us.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned that in the show
see?
before she got here. So please rewatch it if you haven't watched it. But yes, that's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
We need to build our community back stronger.
That's right.
And that is
That's
so
right.
important, because there was a time that we were more together, we were more connected, and
right.
we've lost that through the years. And I don't know if it's because of technology. I don't know if it's because mom went back to work. Well, not went back, she started to work, and
Yes,
there's no one
yes.
there really for the children. But we need to come back to supporting one another.
Exactly.
I love that.
And for our seniors, we need to go back to Big Mama.
Yes.
I always love that, like the
Yes.
Tyler Perry
Yep,
movies.
yep.
Like there's always a Big Mama, like
Yeah.
we call them. You know, that one senior that has the experience and that wants to support, that
Yes.
wants to help. You
Yeah.
know, we need to go back to that community sense of community.
I love
Yeah.
that. Well, we only have a few minutes now, so I want
I'm
to find out
sorry.
from you.
Yes.
I know that you're working on, because I know that you help all cultures, all communities,
Yes.
but I know you're passionate about your own, which is a beautiful Haitian community. So share with us this new project that you have going on.
Oh my. So I've worked with, like you said, so many different communities. You know, I'm in love with people, so it doesn't matter to me. But I could not see the Haitian community, because I'm Haitian. I'm a Haitian American. You know, I always like to say Haiti birthed me, but I chose America.
Yes.
To be, you know, the country that I embrace. And so right now in Haiti, we are actually about to do yet another, the 23rd constitutional amendment. The 1987 amendment, constitution, took out those of us who live outside of Haiti.
Wow.
And so there is no sense of urgency for those who live outside to be a part of what happens in the country.
Right.
And Haitians living outside of the country has given over $3 billion in the economy of Haiti.
Right.
And so if we're giving that much to the economy, we should have a say in who runs the country.
Yep.
We should have a say in all the elections.
Yes.
And so that's the fight for the past 2.5 years I've
love
been
it.
working in. And 2 weeks ago, I had the privilege of sitting with some marvelous and fantastic women and young people in Haiti. We all came together to work on that constitutional
I love it.
amendment. And I can't wait to share that with everyone here.
Yes, well,
Yes.
she's definitely got to come back, my friends, because you see, she only nipped the surface, and you're going to have to share more about that.
Yeah.
I'm so excited, and I'm so happy for you. I'm glad that you took on that charge and that you're not letting up, because, again, those people in that country need to be served. It's a beautiful
right.
country,
That's right.
and it makes no sense why they're
That's right.
living in the conditions that they are.
Exactly.
So we need to
Exactly.
support.
Yeah.
So I know that you have an event coming up, New Yorkers for Transportation Equality Flyer. In 30 seconds or less, tell us about that and why we need to attend.
So so tomorrow night, so we all know billions of dollars come into New York for transportation, but many times it's usually used for highways, widening the highways, for the roads and bridges. But we forget about the people that are taking the buses.
Yeah.
You know, our disabled community who sometimes are trapped in their home
Yeah.
because the road, you know, especially like in Suffolk County, there are no sidewalks.
Right.
And so we decided, this state coalition, we're talking about not taking away from the roads, because we need the roads to be maintained, but we also need to make sure that we can connect, we can move around.
Right.
If there is an emergency and you can't use your car,
Yeah.
you want to have the best transportation that you could hop on a train and get around.
Yeah.
On Long Island, there's only one way that you can actually connect Nassau and
Suffolk. Yep. Yeah.
We need to have more connectivity. We need to be able not to stand for an hour for a bus,
Yes.
but we should be able 15, 20 minutes, hop on a bus, get on a train, so that we can connect more. That
Right.
is another way that we can connect with each other.
Right.
And so families from Suffolk can come out.
Yes.
And, you know, I love my disabled community.
Right.
But imagine someone being stuck in a parking lot because their accessory
ride.
didn't come.
Yes,
right?
exactly,
Or
yeah.
they missed it, or there was
Yes.
traffic and they can't get around.
Yeah.
So it is very important. So if you want to know more about our transportation movement,
Yes.
tomorrow night,
Yes.
we will be, it's virtual. You
Yes.
can just go and register. You can go on the Elma Culture Center page.
I love it.
And just hear it out, and, you know, and help, especially our students who
Yes.
can't get into, you know, school. It's very difficult for them to get, you know, like
Back and
if we're
forth.
back and forth. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I love
that's
it.
one of the projects that the Culture Center is a part of.
Oh my God, Mimi, I'm so mad I didn't get to talk to you longer. You see this woman? She is amazing. This is why we have Women's History Month, for amazing women like this young lady here. And she has not even touched the surface, my friends. There's so much more we wanted to share with you, but she's coming back. She's coming back within the next couple of months, okay? So don't get
Okay.
too comfortable, all right? You know where we are now,
And I
okay?
have to say that you are awesome, and you are at all of the events, and you're sharing our stories,
Yes.
especially right now. You know, we need to hear some good stories that's
Yes.
going to help. And thank you so much for always being about the culture.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. I am there for you, my friend. I am. Thank you so much, Mimi. We're going to put up her information. She's at the Elmont Cultural Center. There's her email, website, and her phone number. Well, guys, I got to cut it short. I'm not even going to get to the Dare to Be You. I just want you guys to remember that peace and love is in the palm of our hands. So let's go out there and be some love, share some love, and just walk in love. We want to thank the beautiful Mimi Pierre-Johnson for being here. She's coming back, folks, so please tune in then. And in the meantime, I want you to have a wonderful evening. Please remember that I love you, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a good night.